Okay, so now that we're at that point, we can go to the airplane, and this shows our model screen. This shows all the features that we have to set from how we had selected them originally setting it up. Screen 1 of 2, 2 of 2. Everything is all here that you can set. If you wanted to, since there's a lot of stuff here, one of the neat features you can do is you can select a custom menu. And with the custom menu, you can go in and you can select the things that you would access most. And now they're in your custom menu. You can also add system functions there as well. Anything you wanted to add, you can add into this custom menu. Let's look at the model menu here. Get out of edit mode. Let's look at our EPAs. We would go to the EPA. Here's your aileron, right and left. If you want to set both, tap the aileron screen and select them, adjust them at the same time. Reset. Here's all the channels, everything that's assigned to it. Dual rate expo. Aileron, elevator, rudder. And if you want to set the rates at the same time, push the button. Does them both at the same time. Exponential. Switch assignment. This is going to select the switch. Shows you the grid and layout, and you can select the switch that you want to assign that to. Now when I have switch D, it's going to go number 1, number 2. So when we change the setting, it's going to change. This is the flight condition that would be associated with it. If you wanted to have this in all conditions, you would select C. If you wanted to be individual, you would change that to S. Subtrims, pretty straightforward. Reverse, again, shows your layout, normal, reverse. Servo speed's adjustable. Activate it. Servo speed, you can only increase the speed. You can't decrease the speed, since you can't make a servo faster, you can only make it slower. Monitor gives you the ability to view what the servos are doing. You can see how they're mixed. Test will show a test function, and it'll increase in speed with the movement of the throttle stick. Throttle curve, activate. You can assign a switch, or you can leave that at null and it will automatically be on. It's going to change as you move your throttle position. You have 7 points here. Throttle cut, activate. Would assign a switch to throttle cut. Let's assign a switch. Put it on H. Decide where you want that to be on at. Adjust to trim, which means that now your throttle cut, when it's active, you can use your trim to adjust the cut position. There's the cut position. You would set the throttle and then tap that to set. Now it's at 22%. Back out. The little door, out the door button gets you back to the main programming menu. Idle down or idle up, you could use it as assign the switch, adjust to trim, very similar to the cut. It's just going to adjust the idle. Fuel mixture, if you had a auxiliary fuel mixture, it's going to mix with the throttle. You can have that on a switch as well. Assign it to a condition. Air brake. Air brake mixes ailerons, elevator, and the air brake. You can adjust the speed that it comes in. Again, assign a switch to it. Air brake to elevator mixing. Page 2. Aileron to rudder mixing. Everything is very, very similar. Assign a switch. Trim apply, which means that if you want to apply the trim that you would move to on the aileron to the rudder, it would correspond to that. Adjust function gives you the ability to adjust that function. This shows you can use left slider, left trim, center trim, right trim, or right slider to adjust it. Let's select right trim. Now the right trim button is going to give you that function, and you can adjust how large or small that function is. All the way back out. Elevator to camber, again very similar. Rudder to aileron, very similar. Aileron differential, it gives you aileron number 1, aileron number 2. You can add it with a switch. You can have it assigned to a condition. Camber mix. Camber mix is set up on the right slider right now, and we can turn that on or off with a switch. Adjust the function. Flap control. Flap control is assigned to the left slider, and you can assign that how you wish, anywhere you want to put it. You can put it on a switch if you wanted, on a 3-position switch. Flight conditions. We would just insert a condition and continue to insert conditions as needed. If you wanted to rename a condition, simply go to the rename button, name it anything you want. Shows a priority, so a switch. Let's assign it to a switch. Put it on a 3-position switch, so that in this mode it is on, normal. Assign 1 to the same switch. Oops. Now it shows you your other condition is here, and you could assign it to this position. Shows you normal, condition 1, condition 2. You can trim link, you can activate the trim link, you can adjust the speed that it comes in. Set the priority, you can move the priority. Gyro, if we had a gyro, it says you have to have one plugged in, which we don't. P-mixes, you can P-mix anything to anything, aileron to rudder, however you wanted to do it. Snap roll, activate the snap roll. You can set the direction you want it to go, right up, right down, left down. Assign it with a condition. Assign the switch. Elevator was our dual elevator setup. Shows both elevators and the aileron input. And that's all in the model menu there. Let's go back, for example, and we went to our dual rate. You can see that when we change our conditions now, it's going to change with that. So we can set, if we wanted condition 2 to be single and have max amount of travel, set it to 125. Now when we change from normal to condition 2, it goes to however we set it. And that's pretty much it for the model programming.